Yo, what up, guys? Been with Knights since February 6th, and bear with me, I'm a little tired. It's been a long day, well, long 3 days. I usually drive nights and afternoons, and yeah, getting up to way too early to do what loads I can get right now with the COVID thing going on. But gonna talk about my 3 months with Knights. So yeah, I started the school in January, then got hired on February 6th. And the school was easy. So let's start with school. So I'm out of Wyoming. I live in Wyoming. I'm up in Casper. I was given a choice. I can go down to Phoenix, and they would give me like $560 a week or something like that. But I would have to pay for the hotel and get a ride to the school, or I'd go to Salt Lake and go to Swift school. So if I went down to Phoenix, it'd actually be the night school. But if I went to Salt Lake, it'd be through Swift. And but they would cover everything, and like without making me be the middleman. Don't ask me why, but either way, because they'd be paying for it either way. So I chose Salt Lake, and I mean I didn't want to deal with the heat anyways, and I wanted to learn with less population, so I picked Salt Lake, and yeah, so they paid for the hotel, and they got me. They took me to and from the school to the hotel, and I pretty much breezed through that school. It was much better. So it was much better than most people said it was gonna be. It was pretty relaxed. I had really good instructors, and they made it real easy. There was no pressure, nothing. There's no color coordination or color codes or anything like that. They just told you what to use on your trailer, and just taught you like things to look at, which is fine. That's what I wanted to learn how. Anyways, I didn't want to do what some people do, because I guess even the Swiss school up in Lewiston that don't teach the same way as they do down here, which is weird. You'd think they'd do the same thing, but they don't. But I didn't want to do like the whole opposite back end with turn the steering wheel all the way to one side and count, because everybody counts differently. I just wanted to just look at the trailer, use the trailer, and that way, as I get out of school and start going to real world, I can use that and easily transform into using the ground and what's around me, instead of learning to just based on time. But anyways, back on to the and don't mind the hair. COVID, can't get a haircut. First world problems, I guess. But back on to Night. So yeah, Night brought me in as soon as I got out of the school. I went home for like 3 days. Got hooked up with the trainer within a week of being home, and I just had to wait for him to be lined up with me. But I got hooked on a trainer for. I went to two trainers. My first trainer, I don't know. They're both great. They're both great. I mean, I got pretty lucky when it comes to trainers. But the first one was a reefer guy for Costco dedicated, just pretty much Salt Lake to Denver back and forth, which was pretty easy for me. I mean, heavy going one way, like really heavy going one way, pretty much 40 to 43. Costco those tickets are always heavy, and he's reefer too. So yeah, but these appointments were always pretty much first thing in the morning, like 4 to 5 a.m., and it was just 10-hour drive there, 10-hour drive back. But yeah, so I was gonna do reefer, which I mean I don't care either way. I was gonna do reefer though once I went solo, but then randomly, I think what happened is my terminal manager heard. It's what I was told. He heard I didn't want to do reefer no more. I never said nothing, but he brought me off that. And just randomly dragged me out the trainer truck one time when I got back, and moved me to another guy. But it wasn't nothing either of us do. We were both surprised, and either way, my first trainer was pretty great though. I learned a lot off him. I guess he's been trained for like 14 years. But so the second guy, he was out of Arizona. Like the first trainer was out of Salt Lake. He was a local guy. The second guy was out of Arizona, and so I was up in Salt Lake at the time. And they were like, they're talking about getting him routed up to me, because he was an OTR guy, routed up to Salt Lake to have pick me up. And I was like, why don't I just drive down to him, so I can get down to him quicker? and makes it a lot easier instead of you trying to find a load to get them up here. So they did that, and I got to them within, because literally came off the truck with the first trainer, drove down there, spent the night at a hotel around Vegas. Either way, company paid for everything to get me down there, which is great too. But then, like, next morning, I went down to this town. It was only like a couple hours away, and then we hit the road right away. And dude was pretty good, yeah. He was a port guy that lost the contract. Like, the company lost the contract for the port run he was doing, so he got moved to OTR. But it sucked is because I was coming off the first trainer's truck, and I got sick. So I don't know. I like to joke, so I probably had COVID without realizing it, but I got pretty sick. Where I went from a wet cough like the first 3 days to like a heavy dry cough to lots of gagging. Like, you know, we pretty much hacking up a lung where you gag. That sucks, yeah. But since the first trainer had already did most of the work, at this point I was already 3 weeks in. The second guy just let me sleep, like just let me spend that first week sleeping to get rid of that out of my system. But the downside about being, you know, stuck in a truck with two people is it goes back and forth. But he was a pretty good guy. He understood that I drove as much as I could, but I wasn't able to sleep much. And hell, that second day I slept for like 13 hours because it was just kicking my ass. And there was times where I could drive for like 8-9 hours, but there's times I could barely stay awake even if I got 10 hours sleep. But he let me sleep, and he was a pretty good guy too. So because I had issues sleeping on top bunk, so he would just let me if I really need to sleep, because it was during that first week, he would just tell me to bring my blanket down, fall asleep on the bottom bunk, and he just turned the AC at full blast because I was running warm a little bit. Yeah, that was nice of him. Like I said, I got pretty lucky with my two trainers. Last week with them, we pretty much just busted ass. We did something like 4,700 miles together. We just ran teams. At that point, he pretty much had nothing to teach me. Like the first trainer, pretty much taught me everything I needed already. At that point, I was about pretty much when I left the first trainer guy. He pretty much agreed I was ready to go solo, and that was about a little over 2.5 weeks. And by the time I got through the first week of the second trainer's like, I don't know why I have you, but it's like easiest thing he ever did, dude. There's a couple things he had to teach me and try to help me do. Like right now, I'm still teaching myself too some things. Which downside is I wish I had trained more OTR instead of dedicated if they were gonna move me off it. But because there's some things in OTR that are much different doing dedicated. Completely different setups. Like I know with the Costco run I was doing, I had all kinds of room to deal with. So I was like, I didn't have to really think about the setup. I just got there and it happened. It was the easiest setup. Plenty of room. OTR, yeah, there's some shippers that get or receivers that get pretty cramped. I don't have very much setting up in a cramped area experience. I'm teaching myself that. So I've already done a couple of rookie mistakes, but nothing else is going to happen. That's my attitude. I'm not letting anything else happen. But yeah, my DM. So I've been solo since start of March, like March 4th, something like that. I don't exactly remember. It's been a long 3 months. But I'm sorry, I don't have a phone mount, so I'm just holding my phone here. So that's why my arm's like blinding white. But so my DM. He's a pretty great guy too. I got lucky. Even my DM, he's good. He takes care of me. But so knowing I did the Costco run, he's like, "Hey, can you help me out on the Costco run?" This time COVID's kicking in, and we honestly could have kept up. There was like at the one time I showed up to Costco stores and there's like 13 trucks already sitting there, and it's like, really, because you could barely fit 4 here at one time. So then there's 13 just sitting there waiting to get in. But I said, yeah, I'll help out for 2 weeks till I go home. Because at that point, I was almost time for me to go home because I stay out 6 weeks at a time, then I go home. So yeah, I helped out for 2 weeks and went home. But my first solo run, I was up in I-80 up in Wyoming during this. It wasn't slick. Then again, I'm a little biased. I'm from Wyoming, so it was a little slick. It wasn't really windy, But I started hitting snow around Evanston, and it was just dusting. I was like, whatever. I'm 43,000 pounds at this point. I'm pulling a reefer. I'm loaded. So I mean, it's gonna take quite a bit to move me around, and so I'm just cruising along, and I eventually started getting close to Rock Springs. The snow's definitely starting to pick up now, and I've seen a couple people on the side of the road, like off in the ditch. And also being from Wyoming, I called it in because it's like you see somebody on the side of the road. I didn't want to stop because where he went off, he kind of created some drifts, so I didn't want to stop and kind of get stuck. And then even because it was on the shoulder, and I was like also slightly going uphill, so I didn't want to get stuck there and not be able to get going again. So I not to mention I don't want somebody to hit me because it was starting to get a little slick, just a teeny bit. But I called it in and reported it, and then let's see, I get outside Rollins, I don't remember where, and I crest a hill and I see just like 5 miles of like lights, and I was like, oh yep, here we go, first solo night, and we're coming to a standstill on the interstate. And what happened then was I just sat there for 5 hours. So I was supposed to be a 4 a.m. appointment, and that wasn't happening. So that load didn't get delivered till like 4 p.m. the next day. And yeah, you obviously notice I'm also going to get very distracted with my things. I'll figure out a way to like be more on topic and stuff. I'm going to start posting more videos and stuff. I posted already a couple with my loads, like that one loose gravel load I had. That was pretty cool, actually. I don't know if I'd do that. I would want to do that a lot, but like seeing that once was actually pretty awesome. But that was my first solo run, and then so my rookie mistakes were got stuck in mud, road closure on up in Wyoming, and there was an off ramp with a little dirt corner attached to it. And it's outside Little America. Little America was packed. There was no way. I went in there to get fuel, and I was like, well, road's just literally just closed on me, and this is packed. So I guess I'll move to the next like off ramp and see if I can park there. And the ground to my left was frozen, so I was like, okay, cool. I'm empty at this point. So it was like I was just gonna sit in here and leave in the morning. Good plan if I went more to the left. I just happened to pick that one path that was not frozen, and I sunk in 6 inches, but that was an easy winch out. And the second rookie mistake was I caught my cab extender, so I showed up to this one shipper, or not a shipper, a receiver. I was getting ready to drop a load, dirt lot, no lights at all, whatever. But somebody dropped the trailer weren't supposed to, so I was forced to do a blindside 90, because I didn't really, but whatever. I was walking it in, like I was taking my time doing it, I wasn't rushing it. I had the trailer all lined up. But it's a little pothole, lots of dips and stuff in this dirt lot. They don't groom them, which bothers me, but whatever, I'll get used to it. But as I started getting ready to chase out of it, so chasing the trailer in, I didn't see the corner of the top of the corner of the trailer get into the cab extender. Because if you looked down the side of the mirror, I had gap. I had at least 3 inches of gap, so I thought it was good. But I didn't realize that little hole I backed into was that deep, so I just caught the corner of the trailer in there and just popped it. But see, that hasn't happened. That was like my last one. Then that happened like 3 weeks ago. So I told my DM, I was like, nothing's ever happening again. At least nothing that I do to myself. I'll gladly do damage to myself than hit somebody, because I've never hit anybody in all my 9 years of driving. But I'm a rookie to trucking, but I've done like medical courier for 3 years, doing 100,000 miles a year at night, and then I did tow trucks. But definitely a little bit different. Some things don't really transfer over, but it is what it is. I have though had an incident since then that just happened the last Monday, but it wasn't my doing at all. I'm fine, but somebody ran through my blindside mirror on the driver's side, the hood mirror. So I got a nice big old hole in my hood. Don't ask me how they didn't catch the bumper, because get close. Oh, what up? But no, I mean, I like driving, but Nike's been taking care of me. I was getting before COVID, so pretty much, let's see, April I had 3,000 miles the first week, then 3,200, then screeching halt, because once everything caught up, and I went down to 800 miles, sat for 6 days, 4 days down on Southern Cali, and the other 2 was over in Salt Lake, because I got that one load during that whole week. And then I'm back up to about 2,100, and I don't mind driving, but DM already knows that, like, because when I was doing the Costco's, I mean, that was 3,000 miles a week, and so I'll gladly do a 70. I don't care. I mean, that's money. I'll drive. I mean, I'll definitely take care of every company. They take care of me. That's how I look at it. You take care of me, I'll take care of you. It's like it's a team. You gotta be a team, man. Gotta be partnership. And my DM's cool though. They're training some new guys. I'm supposed to be pawned off on one of them, so I'm hoping he kind of like helps them out pretty good, trains them pretty good, so I get another good DM. But I'm still with the Squire program things. I haven't done my 30,000 miles yet. COVID's kind of affecting that a bit because like this month alone, I've already lost $1,500 for the month, which sucks. But you know, so right now I'm only making 36 cents a mile, but I'm pretty much getting my productivity bonus pretty much every month. So I've been up until this month. This month is a little weird, but I was getting my extra 4 cents. I was pretty much making 40 cents a mile. So once I get out of the Squire, I can easily hit the 44. And if my safety videos, whatever, load on their app, which they don't show up, period. So I'm losing a penny, but oh boy, a penny. And not to mention those videos are kind of boring. So, yeah, I mean, nice, not bad so far. I mean, granted, it's only 3 months. But company takes care of me, I take care of them, and they've been nothing but upfront with me. I only really have to deal with a DM and safety guy, and it's nice. So like I can call those 2 people, and they know who I am, and they respond to my name. I just say my truck number out of habit, but I don't have to because they'll just know who I am. I think it's because they have my caller ID or something, but most likely. But yeah, but I mean, there are some things I've seen in this field that already annoy the hell out of me. Well, pretty much everybody I've talked to, and also both my trainers, admitted that my driving is not an issue. My driving is pretty much spot on where it always needs to be. And I have like the smart drive thing, and my real first rookie learn thing was not realizing that I can bobtail bounce through light on a bad bump, pothole road. So found that out. Just to that, bobtailing is I don't like bobtailing anyways. It's sensitive brakes. But that was my really first issue. But there's a smart drive thing which was like attached to the camera, because there's no inside camera, so it's all outside. But it's like it records things, like it records your falling distance and everything like that, your speed, and that's what smart drive is. It also recognizes if I run a red light. That's what happened. I ran a red light, and because I bobtail bounced through yellow, and went to the whole intersection on red. So I recognized that, and that's where I got my first issue. But no, my score is like 0, and it's been 0 for like 4 weeks. So that red light bounce pretty much happened right away. And I mean, nobody made a big issue out of it. They're like, okay, now you know what about the bobtail bounce. But even when I got stuck in mud and hit my cab extender, I'm the type of person where I called right away. Like, I'm not gonna let safety call me. I call. I'm gonna own my mistakes. Like, I'm not afraid to put my pride away. My pride, to the side, just to get help or anything. I've already had to do that a couple times in the cramped areas where I don't know how to set up, and I'm already starting to get frustrated. So I'd rather have somebody helping me set up so I know how to do it, next time. Because I mean, there's some days I can back like no other, and there's some days I'm like, I can't straight line back. It's like, what's good? What is this? I could have all the room in the world too. Man, my poor hair. I can't wait to get a haircut. This is like 3 months of not getting a haircut. It's driving me nuts. And night's actually got some pretty good benefits too. Oh, I don't know about the vacation, but they got some really good benefits. For example, their dental plan covers implants, covers 25% of them, and it's only like a $1,500 deductible. And but I mean, I'm putting $80 aside because they also have this like what is it, FSA or whatever, so I can use the FSA for both health and dental. So I'm putting $80 aside for this year because it's all I can do to max it out this year. Because this year's I'm a little late to get in benefits, so I'll have more next year because I can almost have $4,000 next year, but this year I can have about $2,700. So so I need do some work, but so I'll have to use that next year. Now their disability insurance kind of sucks, but I mean I've seen worse, but I can get much better. Now it's really good. Price wise is really good. Or the price, yeah, but the amount of benefits and the long it covers, no, I can get better for about $60 more and I get decades longer coverage. But no, I mean Night's pretty good for those people that at least Salt Lake Terminal. And I'm not gonna speak about Phoenix on wherever else because we got like 12 terminals or whatever. I'm still learning. Now the after hours do suck. The fucking after hours dispatch, they're useless. I do. There are some efficiencies I wish they're different. Like only certain guys can like give me a load. So if that guy's already out for the day and I wasn't ready for the load, I'm sitting for the rest of that day. Even if I give first thing in the morning, or like 10 minutes after he leaves, I'm stuck. Even if I got full clock left, I'm stuck. So I mean, because they won't give me a next load until I'm roughly in the area to deliver. So like within like a couple hours out, which if I'm on time, if I'm making time, then I'm gonna get there and just get my next load. Which that's probably gonna happen. I mean, okay, that seems to only happen when there's anything involving a live load or live unload or whatever. I guess so, which makes sense, I guess. But I'm looking forward to COVID being over, because my DM's waiting for COVID to start relaxing again, and so I can go back to my drop-off hooks and running me hard because I mean I don't mind running those 3,000 miles a week. My truck's going to 65, so I mean I can only realistically do about 3,000 to 3,500. I mean the most I've done is like a little over 32, and I was non-stop running. It was all dropping hooks, just drop and go. But yeah, I mean, I know for a 3-month review that was a little long, but go ahead and like ask me stuff and like post comments, whatever. And I'll give me ideas for more videos. I want to start streaming too, but I need to wait. I just ordered a hotspot for my truck. It's at home. I'm going home in like 2 weeks, so it's at home. It's unlimited, no data pad, no throttling. So now I just got to order a camera and find a way to set it up to where vibrations and noises don't affect it so much. But yeah, go ahead and give me ideas about what you want me to post videos about. I mean, I could also answer questions in videos too. So thanks for watching, guys. You guys enjoy yourselves. I'm gonna go get some sleep after I eat some food.